Welcome to my humble abode. I'm Yoki the Tailspin, and this is the second cup. If you're anything like me, cup is never enough to start your day properly. Let's put some pep in our step and in our narrative games. The other world. That second cup here. Right. Ah, yes, I'm trying to get out of here. Seems to be light, so I should be okay. Made it! Struggling, but I made it. That's Scylla. Remote access station. That's on Scylla. So we're off to Devil's Peak, I guess.
And we got more marauders to gut shot.
Fox radioed ahead. Said I'm to follow you. Provide whatever support you need. If those bastards start shooting, we'll join in.
Okay, so we got some
warn
support.
you, my girl Sunshine here is a tad trigger happy. Of course, me and her will follow your lead. Just wanted you to know we wouldn't begrudge you of any violent inclinations.
Egon's the trigger happy one, or you are?
Ain't it the same, really? I'd say me and my piece meet each other halfway on the issue. She likes to be used, and I like to put her to good use. As so very often as I can. We can tell friend from foe, mind you, but it's probably best not to walk directly in front of us.
No need to wait.
You're A-okay, stranger. Hear that, Hudson? It's payday.
Right. Because I don't want to go through all that jumping I did before. Again.
They'll never see us.
Oh, I think they might see us.
Thought I saw something.
Unexpected.
Put him
Enemy
down!
does.
Waste of company. Take this one.
Hear that? What's that noise?
I guess there's no point in stealth at this point. Got skill points available? We do indeed. Looks like we might have nailed them. Nicely done. All good so far. Time to head upstairs. That one is much easier with friends. You'll see what's up top first.
Hiram must have sealed the door. He's
Yeah, well, we would advise that might be the case. Into Devil's Peak Station.
You may not realize this being as you're an outsider, but the blaring alarms indicate the station's on lockdown. Which means you can't ever get to me. So leave already.
can't. We'll see about that. Huh?
You hiding?
Watch out! That's the last of them.
No, I don't think it's the last of them. I think there's others incoming somewhere. Of course, I could be wrong.
Here's the elevator, but it ain't gonna budge while this place is on lockdown.
Yep,
Guess we keep moving forward. Look for another way up.
that's the way. Memorandum, environmental controls installation and keep card. Barb, new environmental control terminal is now installed and running upstairs. Congratulations, you message corporate about it, you get to manage it. Consider this your official notice to hide its key card deep in the bottom of a drawer somewhere, preferably within the archives or in one of the station's other popular sections. I sure as hell will not allow our station's efficiency scores to plummet due to a pointless safety feature. Don't even think about testing the system out. The emergency sirens will make your ears bleed, and if you accidentally trigger the fire suppression system, you can suck the air out of the room faster than the station's last performance review. Well, a lovely little warning, isn't it?
You out there, whoever you are, yes, I can see you. Come here and talk to me. Face the intercom.
Don't have the ability to get that one. Oh. Mamo. Back to Devil's Peak. We don't want to go out there. Not quite sure where we do want to go. Any of these machines gonna help us? Doesn't there.
I can't tell if you're brave or simply touched in the head. What in the galaxy are you doing sniffing around my station? Unless you are, in fact, trying to suicide by Marauder? And you, Nyoka, what are you doing lugging a stranger into my station?
You could use the socialization, you son of a bitch. Also, he hired me.
To what purpose? I happen to have some significant problems I am dealing with right now. Marauders, running out of purple-berry wine 3 days ago, not being able to bloody broadcast.
I need information. See the information broker about.
No. We'll deal with information-related business later. As I said, there are bigger problems threatening my life and livelihood at this very moment. The Marauders want me dead. And since my hired hands have clearly turned idle, it appears I need you to clear out the threat. As my newest contractor, you may call me the Broker.
Or we can call you Hiram, on account of that's your damn name, and doubly on the account of the Broker being a dumbass alternative.
What? Everyone calls me that. Aside from you.
She has a point. Speaking of, I'm working with Bertolt. C3's ready to fight.
Oh, now they'll take action. It's about time, I tell you. I'm up to my neck in Marauders in here, which, by the by, they were supposed to prevent. I barricaded the broadcast center, but I can only hold out for so long. Clear the Marauders out, and I'll pay you double the going rate.
Yeah, I can do that.
Destroy the transmission equipment, and I'll be out of business. The elevator and doors to the second floor are back online. Hurry before I have to lock them down again.
How many Marauders are broken in?
Too many, considering I hired a bunch of no-good mercs to keep them out in the first place. Already, they've caused considerable damage to the station's property. If they take down the broadcast equipment, I'll be out of a job, permanently.
Alright, so what's in it for me?
Aside from the bits I'll be paying you,
That's fair.
you said you wanted something from me. Something information-related. I'll give it to you, in person, once I'm safe.
Then I'll come and get you. See what I can do.
Hey, elevators to your right. Get ready. C3's entering through the main doors as we speak. About damn time.
Elevators to the right. Is that it? Over here. Nope, that's a bathroom. That's back to the summit. That must be it. There we are. Up we go. Get ready. I think we've got a fight on our hands.
Light 'em on fire, ladies and gents! Waste of company ammo. Fine bounty.
I just earned a fine bonus.
Waste of company ammo.
What was that?
The last of them, I think.
Company ammo.
I think we got them. Let's go raid the bodies. And anything else we find, of course. Get the computer hacked. Credit controls. That's it. Right, there's nothing much to do there. Raid everything. Not tied down, take it. If it is tied down, unfasten it and take it. This. Devil's Peak Station, inclement weather warning, regional severe alert. Next 72 hours, chance of thunderstorms and severe thunderstorms. Okay. Emergency protocols. As I stated in my prior 4 messages, that is simply no cause for alarm. I swear to you, Hiram, the situation is under control. What you call a near emergency, I would consider a non-event. Yes, a high-energy transmission was used for too lengthy a period of time, and yes, generators cannot safely support that activity. Yes, and yes, there could have been damage under the load, but the point remains, nothing happened. We caught the issue in time, the engineers involved were reprimanded. What in the black hole were you thinking, Val? At some point, space efficiency becomes the inverse of Titan efficiency. And one negates the other. What I mean is, how am I supposed to do morning business and the toilets are directly facing the open showers? Might like watching fellows scrub their jigglies while you take a steaming dump, but I don't. On the contrary, Theo. Not only is it spatially efficient design, but it also encourages simultaneous users to hurry their business. Don't look, or speed up and move on. After all, the faster you're back on your station, the happier we all will be. Well, I suppose that's one way of dealing with things. Not a way I would necessarily choose myself, but I suppose it's one way.
Marauder free at last. I'll get the door. You hurry on in.
Oh, I will.
Never thought I'd be ecstatic at having the walls painted in blood, but seeing as it's not mine, I'd say this calls for a celebration. And you got me my money's worth out of the C3s. I ought to have simply dealt with you in the first place.
I didn't do it out of the goodness of my heart, if you get my drift.
Yes, I believe I do. This ought to square our debt.
That's
One
not bad.
hefty payment for a highly valued service rendered. But I admit, I do wonder why Nyoka has brought you to me. Allow me to pose my question in another manner. Why, in the nebula, are you here?
Told you, I'm looking for the information broker.
Ah yes, our little chat on the intercom. You're looking for the premier broker for all of Monarch, which you knew was me, clearly.
I'm
Phineas
hoping
must
it
have
is.
sent you. He's the only one insane enough to send someone to Monarch to rush me. I knew it was only a matter of time before he came a-knocking. Look, I might be late, but I fulfill my contracts, always.
Oh, you do you? I have lost track of the number of beers you owe me for chasing raptidons off your stoop.
Are you fibbing? Be honest.
I take offense to that. Look, okay. It might take me a while this time.
Why?
I am awaiting but a single incoming transmission containing the information we desire. But MSI and the Iconoclasts are clogging the airwaves from Stellar Bay and Amber Heights. In their war against each other, they're scrambling each other's outgoing transmissions. Luckily, however, MSI has now gone silent. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
Me? On me.
A pity. Seems I have some information on a rogue agent to hunt down. Still, we need to get the Iconoclasts off the airwaves. I will leave the means of that particular end under your discretion.
Alright, so we kick him off.
Exactly what I was thinking. They hurt us all with their pettiness. Which, of course, has inadvertently affected the incoming port and my livelihood.
Have we cut them off from inside the station?
No, they're jamming the limited frequencies we have at our disposal. Nothing extraplanetary can get in or out until the frequency pollution thins out. The safest bet is to convince Graham and his Iconoclasts to stop transmitting on their end.
Talk to
You
them.
do that, I'll be here, waiting on the receiving end. Luck be with you. I have a feeling you'll be needing a pinch of it, plus a vat of patience.
Oh, Neoko needs a favour too.
Oh, great. I love doing pro bono work for friends.
I'd have the call what we did for you
Aw,
pro
You
bono.
called us friends. I'd normally entertain your self-aggrandizing delusions, but this time it's important.
Important to you is not the same as important to me. Although I do recognize that you may have earned some goodwill during your months laboring for me.
She's your friend and she's in need. The only one who can help.
Tug on my heartstrings, why don't you? Look, I'll do what I can, all right?
Yeah,
Rebecca
just do.
Hodges and Anders Wadsworth. They took a UDL contract back when Monarch went to shit, and I need to find them. I believe them to be on Terra 2.
If UDL hired 2 hunters back then, it would have been for creature clearing purposes, round 1 of their Spacer's Choice outposts. These are the coordinates for the outpost under the last UDL contract. Now scram. And, good luck.
You're an info broker. What is that, by the way?
Is that a trick question? Because to answer it, you'd need to pay me. Of course, I could offer you a vastly more interesting bit of data instead. Try me. Ask me anything you'd like. I'll even offer it for free. We'll call it an exchange for your help with the broadcasts. Ask me what you will.
Can you tell me about Phineas?
Not much, admittedly.
You must know something.
Phineas has been in hiding for the past 35 years. He got in touch with Neoka first, who I use as a physical go-between. The rest is history. As far as what's between us, I mean. Outside of that, well, that's a Raptidon of another color.
I'm listening.
I do know this much. There is a sharper side to the good scientist than you'd expect. If allegations are to be believed, the experiments he conducts for the greater good are in fact treasonous and for self-gain.
Oh, I believe that.
I am not convinced as to the validity of these allegations, considering the source, but I am also not unconvinced either.
Alright, let's see about
Luckily
something
for
else.
you, I am a veritable font of information.
And tell me about the board.
There are so many members. Do specify.
Anything on the chairman?
If you try to cite me on this, I will deny, deny, deny. Do you understand? What I am
Sure.
about to reveal is the sort of information that gets a body disappeared. MSI's ownership of Monarch is technically legal, but it would give MSI too much power on the board to grant them such status.
So the chairman demonizes Monarch rather than welcoming it back to the fold.
Exactly. But you didn't hear so much as a whisper of such from me.
Got any... want to ask something else?
Luckily for you, I am a veritable...
What about MSI and the Iconoclasts?
They are a curious lot. Insufferable. And short-sighted, too. What else do you wish to know?
Tell me about Sanjay Nandi.
Sanjar's not actually at fault for his past performance reviews, but he can keep hunting for loopholes to get back on the board for the next century. He'll never be reinstated. Not in his lifetime. For Nebula's sake, even with the loophole I gave him, he's only in charge of MSI because every other exec died during the massacre at Amber Heights.
What do you mean?
I gave Sanjar and Graham legal information that would allow MSI to own Terra 1 once the other corporations had abandoned the planet. The execs had their concerns, but before the matter could be resolved, pirates raided their homes in the night.
I'm curious about Graham Bryant's deep dark secrets.
Some say Graham suffers from nightmares that leave him sweat-drenched and screaming. I would assume it stems from the friends and family he lost in Amber Heights all those years ago.
Could be. But MSI and the Iconoclast?
You mean between MSI, the Iconoclasts, and myself?
Yeah.
I bet neither of those megalomaniacs told you I was the true mastermind behind Monarch.
No, they didn't actually.
Back when the colony was still Terra 1 and corporations were abandoning us left and right, I'm the one who approached Sanjar and Graham with the means to our salvation. I offered them a legal way to take control of the planet. If MSI were the only corporation here, they could claim sole ownership.
So MSI would have to stay behind while the other corporations left?
Precisely. The other corporations were fleeing because of the hazard clause declaring Terra 1 uninhabitable. But MSI had lagged behind, giving Sanjar and Graham an opportunity. Take over MSI, stay here while the other corps left, take over the planet.
So you're the glue that brought them together.
Precisely. Without me, they never would have done more than play Revolution in hushed whispers over scuzzy kale ales in the tavern. Thus, the bargain was struck. They could run MSI while I would operate Devil's Peak Station. Unfortunately, relations have soured over time.
Why did the partnership fall apart then?
Competing ideologies. Graham believes Sanjar has become corrupted by the corporate lifestyle, that he is now similar to the original corporate executives they sought to reform. And Sanjar has learned the hard way that Graham is quite morally gray. Luckily for you,
Have you received any broadcasts from Earth?
What? No. Why would I go out of my way to intercept messages from Earth? There's no market for them. No buyer means it's not worth my time. Now, if you wanted me to intercept a certain one, that might be worth it for the right price.
Alright, that's enough for now.
How low you seemingly regard my trade.
I need to leave.
Sure. You know where to find me if you need me.
Yep, I do. Need to get out before we actually fast travel anywhere. Well, clearing Devil's Peak was certainly a lot easier with a few friends around, wasn't it? Baker Hunters were hired to clear an infestation of an expansion site near Edgewater, the Space Choice abandoned. Well, so she's off planet now. That's Space Station, that's Tiller. See what we can do here.
It ain't right.
Mantiqueen.
Yeah, we felled it, mind. But
Oh, so yeah, welcome to Jane Brown's personal conglomeration of notes, theories and findings regarding philosophism, and how it informs our lives. Halcyon Colony, Board's lies. The Board vastly overestimates their authority and grasp on power. Without the Earth Directorate's military might back them up, they would not be able to maintain their life-draining grip on the colony's throat. They spread lies and misinformation to confuse and oppress the masses. Perhaps that's one of the reasons they have not allowed any colony ships since the Hope's disappearance. They've had 70 years to condition their good little workers to follow their directives unquestioningly. Their lies will become more and more transparent as the years pass. Operation must end. A man from Byzantium told that an acquaintance who had been arrested for carrying philosophy's texts, not teaching, not evangelizing, just carrying, they oppress any truth that threatens their corporate structure. Is this what we want? Do we want to live in a society where we can be sent to Tartarus for our beliefs? No. Their workers' minds are poisoned, their will shackled, their dreams hamstrung. This can stand no longer. I hope someday to publish a great work in which I can say more expansively, lay out what is so clear to me. That our society's obsession with corporate life has stifled and crippled humanity's ability to grow. Alas, for now, I can only collect my scattered thoughts into this barely functional machine. In my younger and more vulnerable days, I bought into the attraction of a certain corporate ladder, a measured, quantifiable way with which to judge oneself against one's peers. It provided motivation, meaning, yet my spirit longed for more than just a paycheck. It yearned to reach out and connect with my fellow man. It sought a connection, it sought kin, it sought a familial unit. The corporations claim that they are familiar unit, but they treat us like pets. We beg for scraps at the table and they are so kind as to drop one. We praise the ground they tread on, while they usher us into kennels and called homes. We attach ourselves to contractually obligated familiar units. Strangers to whom we share no more connection than the employers seeking to empower themselves by our unions. We bear children out of obligation to our executives who demand a constant workforce. We slave away while in the vain hope that someday we too will be like those executives until the day we die and our protest burned and filed away as another tick on a human resource paperwork. We have built ourselves into a cold, unthinking, efficient machine, and in doing so have abandoned all the warmth humanity is capable of. I weep for us all. Anjar and the betrayal of his truth. I often recall my former friend who once sought to dismantle the corporations as I still do. When he took ownership of the corporation, I held him in such contempt. I called him a coward, a betrayer. He was becoming the very thing we hated. Now I'm not so sure. Recently I've come to accept that his heart was more closed than mine. I cannot expect every man to be able to open himself to the eternal truth as I have. I'm just not capable. And so it is a tragic thing, tragic that he is weaker than I'd hoped, that he cannot fight for a cause. I can empathise with tragedy. Should the day come when the metal of our spirits clash against one another, that empathy will shield me from guilt. Like the Board, he now stands across our path, arms crossed, stubbornly resistant to the eternal truth. Like the Board, he spreads, nay, celebrates the poison that cripples our society. Like the Board, his stubbornness will only blind him to the inevitable fall. Tragic. Test files and Iconoclasts. Personal thoughts regarding Zora. For someone who is so committed to the Iconoclast way, I fear that Zora is slipping off the true path. More and more, I fear her attachment to the materialism of our oppressors sways her decisions, more than the search for the guiding truth that will save us. He often tells me that our people are hungry. I agree. Their spirits long for fulfillment, a much more powerful power than any pang of an empty gut. Teaching notes. All of the things to motivate a person, I'm finding freedom has been the most powerful. Many of them still remember being slaves to the corporate structure, recalling those painful memories light their fires anew. A man from Fallbrook stopped through on his way to Stellar Bay. After thumbing through our pamphlet, he asked me how we can survive without money. I found an appropriate metaphor in gas masks. When clearing a mantis swarm nest, we wear masks to ward off poisonous fumes. Even after the nest is cleared, the fumes may remain for some time. Thus, we wear masks until we are safe to breathe. Until the very last dregs of our poisonous corporation society are gone, the attachment to bits will remain. Though their use is uncomfortable, and though they stifle our spirit just as masks are ill-fitting and limit our vision, we must persist with them until we can cast them aside. Shifting priorities. As our numbers grow, I find that more and more of our population sends the written word of my pamphlets. I am happy to continue making them, but I must find a more efficient way to print and distribute this reading material. I wonder if that old printing press might be convinced to run once more. Wouldn't that be something? To return to my duties as editor in publication, only this time of my own control and not stifled by the rules and regulations of style guides and grammar books. Nobody will tell me where to put a comma. I'll put them where they belong, as decreed by the eternal truth. Files on the universe. Influential drift. When I realized the truth of philosophism, I immediately wondered how I can be the first to recognize the poisonous spiral that has shaped our society. Then one day I was talking to, of all people, Huxley. She once lamented that she'd like nothing more than a pet canid. I confessed to know very little about animal behaviour, as I am much more concerned with the animal that is mankind, but I stressed that I didn't think such a thing was possible. She let it go, but some weeks later Zorda reported the strangest thing, stories of a marauder with a canid follower. I don't know if it had been sighted here or on Terra 2, but I immediately thought of Huxley and her reckless, wild imagination. I wondered if she had told other people, and if word had spread of the possibility, until it wriggled its way into the mind of marauders somewhere. Ideas are insidious. If even a marauder, mindless husk that it is, can be convinced of an idea, there must be hope for the workers of this colony, poisoned as they are against the eternal truth. If we can shout so loudly that the truth inches its way into collective consciousness, I am confident it will spread to the rest of the cosmos. Suppression of the truth. It is very difficult to face the eternal truth that is everything happens for a reason, that life and everything in it is the will of the cosmic consciousness can be a terrifying one. There is an urge among us all to control the parameters of one's life. This urge is so powerful that it suppresses the eternal truth simply by existing. Mankind has not shed the weight of its own shackles, and so I find the spreading philosophism is unnecessarily difficult. But the universe cannot suppress it forever. Biology changes, creatures adapt and evolve. We overcome our urges, the better of our species. Someday our minds will be born more open to the idea. Until then, I must not abandon hope. Alright, I guess we're done in there.
Not so fast. What do you think you're doing?
Nothing at all.
Suppose I can look the other way. This time?
Alright, let's talk with our lad here.
A stranger comes to our home. If you're looking for a path to walk, you've found one. If you're looking for a teacher, I am one. Welcome to the Iconoclasts.
What do you teach?
The truth that I have come to learn and embrace since shedding the corporate yoke. Out here, we survive by the sheer strength of our spirit. We have no need for the endless rules and red tape of a corporate structure.
We do seem to burn through endless ammunition and medical tape, though.
Yes, well, such is life. Our descendants will enjoy safety and luxury, but our generation is the foundation on which that future is built. Now, why have you come?
Tell me about the Iconoclasts.
The Iconoclasts are free folk. We live under our rules, motivated by our own beliefs, all petals on the same flower of enlightenment. Meanwhile, the board strangles the will of its workers. It is the penultimate exercise of a poisoned society where people are enslaved by a corporate ladder. We seek to replace their way of life with ours. Philosophism is the key to unlocking their shackles.
Is it? From what I've seen, I have to agree anarchy would be better.
This is not anarchy. Society requires structure, Captain. It is just that the board's structure is killing the colony. Ours will not. All right.
I want to know more about your teachings.
Awakening is available to all whose minds are ready to accept it.
Is it?
What would you like to know?
I hear the word eternal thrown around a lot. What is it?
Ah, the eternal. We are all part of the consciousness of the cosmos. Each of us plays a tiny role in the universe's continual journey toward understanding itself. You and I, and the rats and the mantis swarms. Divinity is in us all, and the eternal is that divinity.
Even OSI, are their members similarly divine?
Everyone, regardless of ability to believe, is another facet of the universe contemplating its own existence.
What do you mean by an awakening?
The point of no return. When your mind fully opens to the eternal truth. Every philosophist experiences it along the path to enlightenment. For many, it is the first brush with the cold of death, when they realize that all of their lives have boiled down into the single truth of that moment. Mine was witnessing my friend and colleague transform into the very evil we sought to combat. Now he runs MSI, just like the overlords before him.
Oh, Sanjay betrayed you. You turned to religion, and now here we are.
I suppose that's one way to look at it. Another is that misfortune often brings opportunity. I found my path through the tragedies of my past.
Do you believe in a creator?
Not in the sense of a single entity, fashioning the universe as a whittler fashions a flute. The universe came into being over time, organically, naturally, and without purpose. In that sense, I suppose you could say that, in the interest of finding its purpose, the universe itself created all living things.
Right, but what started it all?
Questions like these are distractions. It doesn't matter whether an entity sparked the universe or not. Only by pursuing the eternal truth will we find these and other answers.
A true believer. Never mind.
All right.
I've heard people mention an Amber Heights massacre. What happened?
I'm sorry. As long as it's been, I'd still rather not speak of it. That was a painful day for us all.
Fair enough. Only imagine, sorry I asked.
It's fine. Perhaps someday I'll be strong enough to recall that tragedy, but today is not that day.
Well, never mind
Why
that.
have you come?
Hiram needs you to stop using Devil's Peak.
Stop? No. Spreading the truth is the only way to combat the board's poisonous campaign of propaganda against their people.
Broadcasts aren't working. Nobody's listening.
I realize the board has blockaded our efforts, but Devil's Peak is an interplanetary radio tower. Surely somebody is listening. Surely?
You're only transmitting on a single radio frequency, and very few people can receive it.
Excuse me. I'm from Edgewater on Terra 2. If you'll pardon my saying, nobody I know's ever heard of you.
All the more reason to double down on our efforts.
Graham, we should be focusing on survival anyway. Food, ammo, and medicine. Maybe now's the time to pivot.
Pivot, huh? If radio isn't working, we might try another way. It seems the captain's timing is more than just serendipitous. It must be fate. I've had my sights on an old printing press for some time. The board uses magazines and advertisements to subtly focus the colony's attention. We will use their tricks against them.
Wait, that's not what I meant.
Help me clear out and repair the press, and I will have no need for that rust bucket of a radio tower.
I can do that. Sounds fair.
Wonderful. I requisitioned replacement rollers for it some time ago. Huxley should have delivered them yesterday. Speaking of which, where is Huxley?
You bought rollers? You haven't even cleared the wraps out yet. What are you doing wasting bits on... Forget it. Huxley's still recovering. She won't be up for a run for a while yet.
It seems we're out a runner. If you intend to help our cause, I'll ask you to meet our MSI supplier in her stead.
MSI supplies you?
One of our sympathizers. A woman named Carlotta periodically buys goods on our behalf from Stellar Bay's store. Stellar Bay has caught on, but they remain friendly, though the goods now come at a considerable markup.
Where is this supplier?
She meets us in the ruins of Bayside Terrace. From our compound, follow the road north.
And Huxley, the runner from the Northern Ruins. I helped her get out of there.
So you're her mysterious savior. She sings your praises.
I can imagine.
That girl and her songs. So eager to learn, so bright-eyed, so tone-deaf.
Alright, I'll be back.
Wonderful. While you're at it, I wonder if Carlotta still has those high-capacity cartridges? Grab a few, will you? There should be some funds left over from the last shipment. We can use them to copy and modify radio serials. Yes, not just magazines, but their precious dramas.
Unbelievable. I hope I don't have to tell you this, but if there is extra money, would you mind buying, I don't know, food and medicine? Graham, if you need me, I'll be in triage.
Alright then. We need to be up here. It's like this is the closest. That's not where we need to be. Looks like I took a wrong turn. Not much of one.
Nice work!
That's sealed. Anything else here? Not getting through there, are we? That's sealed off. Am I missing something over there? Is there anything over here? Might be useful. Doesn't look like it. That too is sealed. Is this a back way?
Hey, I know you. Boss says you've been real helpful, like. But, we got this handled. We appreciate but do not require your assistance. That's my nice way of telling you to sod off.
Yeah, you don't want to tell me that. What's going on here?
We're fixing a leaky generator. What's it to you?
Yeah, I'm not buying that one. Let's meet someone here, that's what.
Right. Carlotta. Yeah, she's inside. We got first rights, though. As soon as we fix that generator, she's ours.
No, I don't think so. Why are you after her?
About as long as it takes you to beat it.
Let me handle this and I'll give you credit when I report to Catherine.
I don't know what your angle is, but... Alright. Be sure to tell her how hard it was to fix the generator. You know, after you're done fixing it.
We have here. Next status unstable. Can't quite hack.
Quiet. What are you up to out there? Hello?
Relax, the light's gone.
Relax. I've been cooped up in here for almost 2 days. Who are you, anyway?
Yorkie, Graham sent me to collect supplies.
Oh, finally! Tell Graham that this is the last run I'm doing. Sanjar's declared a stop sale to you lot, but even if he hadn't, I'm not risking my neck anymore.
That's fine.
I don't know how you got those goons to leave, but thank you. Graham ordered rollers and whatsits, right? For a printing press? Here, take
That's
them.
the one.
Like I said, this is my last run.
Sounds good. Why did Sanjay ban you from working with the Iconoclasts?
You'd have to ask him. All I know is that if I get caught, I'll get arrested.
Why have you been helping Graham?
It's an enviable thing he's doing. Free people and all that. I can't live that way. I need my structure. But I respect the Iconoclasts for doing it.
Why do you have green shit on your face as well? Where will they get their supplies now?
Law help them. I don't know. Maybe Sublight can lend a hand.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
I should go. Look, Graham's got a bit or two left in his account. I can send one last dropout before I wash my hands of this. What do you want delivered?
Zora suggests extra food and medicine.
I always took that woman for the sensible type. Good on her. I'll send some along. Give them all my regards. And good luck out there. Don't go getting eaten.
Yeah, not my plan. Nothing through there. Alright, we're overloaded, so I cannot teleport. Or fast travel, I suppose it's called. And so we're on the long hike back. Could have sworn I saw someone there. Long trot back. Not getting through there.
Huh? Gonna find you!
Long hike back indeed. Hopefully when we get there we can actually sell some stuff. just under a fifth of a kilometer. That's just a signpost, I guess. Oh, a flag. Red meters coming up. Back to the Iconoclasts. Or is this... Maybe not. This might be... Yeah, Amber Heights. Might be able to sell something in there, I think. Which will be useful. Good. Right in here and upstairs. Graham!
I'm telling you, the Van Noys are fine.
Bullshit, Graham. They don't just abandon orders, and they weren't at the ruins. Where in this sulfur-sodden hellhole did you send them?
They're on a very important... we'll continue this later. Welcome back, Captain.
Got your rollers? I see your account went to food and medicine.
Thank the Eternal that someone's got some sense in their head. Carlotta usually schedules the next drop during the meeting. When's she coming?
She isn't. Sanja has declared a stop sale on goods to the Iconoclasts.
That is most unfortunate. This cuts off one of our only 2 supply lines on Monarch. Sanja, old friend, you're about to cross a dangerous line.
About to? That idiot just declared war.
We will deal with his subversion later. For now, we must redouble our efforts to spread the truth to the colony.
Alright, what's next?
I've already sent a team ahead to scout the press. One of our best. Meet them there and find out if they've been successful.
You sent the Van Noys there, didn't you? Oh, for fuck's sake, Graham! We needed them in the ruins. Our people died out there.
They went willing to fight for our cause. We need reinforcements. We need new recruits. The Van Noys saw the printing facility with the same importance as I.
The hell's the sense in recruiting if you're just gonna get them killed?
I have the utmost confidence in their abilities. Friends, we must have faith that the men and women we recruit can handle the duties for which we recruit them.
Or you give them something appropriate to their skills. Could have sent them after backing Zor up, right?
Yes, you're damn right he could have. But he's so obsessed with preaching that he's become blind to our actual problems. Look, if the Van Noys are still alive, get them out of there. With Sanjar pressing the issue like this, I have a feeling we'll need them.
I'll do what I can. Is there anywhere I can sell things? So I'd really appreciate being able to do so right now. Put a sign over it. Is this something I can go in and sell at? Good agitator. Some kind of bunkhouse. Ordermaster vendor. Ah. Come on, get out of the way. Nope, it's down this way. There's Row. Who are you?
Good luck in all that you do.
Hey, you're no good to me.
Welcome to the Emporium.
There you are.
Bronson.
Let's see what you got. Get rid of all that we're not using. There we are. Alright, so we're heading up that way. It's like across the bridge there and then around. In the meantime, hit the like, comment and subscribe if you want the channel to grow. I'll see you around. Bye now.